Yes, the Mega Drive / Genesis is getting even more love from me this year, as it justly deserves. This time we're having a look at 10 arcade ports that are currently being developed for the console. Some of these are very early on and some almost fully realised games. Where applicable, I'll be leaving links to the ROMs in the description, so do go and download these and have a go. Either way, you'll find links to the developers' socials. The SGDK development tool for the console is largely to thank for this influx of content, allowing amateur coders to bring their ideas to life on the Mega Drive. Where available, I'll also leave a few minutes of footage from each game, but there are chapters added if you want to skip to the next one. Starting off strong with an absolute belter here, Final Fight Mega Drive is a port of Capcom's beloved arcade brawler, being developed by Brazilian MX Retro Dev. You'll find links below to his Twitter, YouTube and a download link to the latest version of the ROM released at Christmas, which is what you're seeing here played on my Mega Drive. There are 3 modes, Arcade, Survivor and Time Attack. You can't play the latter in the demo at present. Arcade mode is the normal game. You can play as Guy, Cody and Hager, and there's a 2-player option, although I haven't tested this yet. In the options menu you can change the controls, select your difficulty and number of lives, and also toggle friendly fire off and on. There is some minor slowdown in places if there are 4 or more enemies on screen, so I'd guess that having 2 player characters would make this worse. All the controls are there, attack, jump and special, and it does look fantastic. It's a very faithful recreation indeed, even the intro is there. The demo takes you through the first 2 areas up to the fight with Sodom. After that you have the car bashing minigame and then the demo ends. Survivor mode is exactly as you'd expect, you just last as long as you can. The best console port of Final Fight was arguably the Mega CD version, so here they are side by side to give you an idea of the quality. Really excited to watch the progression of this one, and I'd absolutely love to see a physical release once it's finished. This is a port of Data East's Robocop arcade game being developed by Retro Encoder. There's a link below to his Twitter where he's been sharing some work in progress videos and images since August 2022. This seems to be at a very early stage, with most of the posts focusing on one aspect, for example the collision detection. There are also a couple of videos he posted showing the ROM running on original hardware. Not much to go on, but still, a faithful port of the arcade game is an exciting prospect. Daniel Moura and SEGAMER are developing a port of Capcom's fighter Darkstalkers to the Mega Drive. This is another one that's very early on. There are 2 downloadable ROMs, but they're both only really tech demos. The first lets you play as Felicia, and the second, released at the end of November, lets you control Dimitri. You can jump, crouch and do a couple of moves, but there's no actual combat. In the former, you're just thrown straight into a match against Victor. In the more recent demo, you can actually select from any of the 8 characters, but it will crash or hang if you try to do anything with them. You can only actually control Dimitri. You can, however, select from any of the 8 stages and also select your opponent. There are also some still images available from his Twitter. Links below to Daniel's Twitter and YouTube account. He tweets in Portuguese, so this may well be another Brazilian project. The music is being done by our friend Engelbard Music, and there's also a link to his YouTube channel below. Irem's classic side-scrolling shooter R-Type has had its fair share of ports over the years, but never came to the Mega Drive despite getting a conversion on its predecessor, the Master System. Now Italian Andrea Balraghi, aka TheRoboZ, is looking to change that. He's been developing a Mega Drive version that looks very promising so far, and has very kindly recorded this footage of the first stage just for us. Despite his warning that this build does have some bugs and missing elements, it looks great with some wonderfully crisp graphics and smooth animation. This video also features the newly composed version of the classic BGM, which is very faithful to the original. Andrea told me that he initially programmed a couple of arcade ports for the Pico 8, the second of which was R-Type. Then, inspired by the tutorials of Pigsy, who is currently developing a version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the Mega Drive, he decided to have a crack at coding for the Mega Drive using SGDK. The plan is to get this Stage 1 demo to a playable state, then release it to a select few testers before being released publicly. He then plans to add 4 more stages, stages 2, 3, 8 and the Master System secret stage. Then the full ROM and source code will be released for free. I'm sure R-Type fans will be foaming at the mouth over this one. Keep an eye on its progress by following his Twitter, linked below. Also linked below are the Twitter accounts for the composers, Cyberdius and CLBNA-VGM. Next is SNK's Metal Slug, developed by Masteries, and there's a link below where you can download this ROM. This is it running on my Mega Drive. This is really impressive. I was surprised by the game's frame rate and smoothness when I played it, as I'd expected a lot more slowdown and bugginess with this much going on screen. There's also a version being developed for the Atari ST. Both run at 50 frames per second, and I'm sure you'll agree that the graphics and animations are very faithful to the original. The developer has said that this Mega Drive port has proven particularly challenging due to the console's mere 64 kilobytes of video RAM versus the Atari ST's 4 megabytes. This isn't a direct port of any single Metal Slug game, but a new Metal Slug adventure featuring 6 levels. The demo lets you play Mission 1, but the final boss just seems to enter an endless animation loop once destroyed, so I had to reset here. It's quite brutal as a lot of the enemies respawn so quickly, so it's in your interest to keep moving. If the final game is as good as this, it should be a winner. The music does need a little work as it's a bit tinny, but the sound effects are decent, but most importantly it's fun. The developer is planning to release a physical cart when finished, so I'll be buying that in a heartbeat. Long-time viewers will know that Capcom's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is one of my all-time favourite arcade games. I love Capcom's beat 'em ups, and this one, released in 1993, really captured my interest as a kid. It was sadly never ported from the arcade, which is criminal, but finally that has been rectified. Nemezes Games from Brazil is developing this port for the Mega Drive, and there's a link below where you can download this ROM. Again, playing on my Mega Drive, the ROM is actually really far along. You can play as all 4 characters, Jack, Hannah, Mustafa and Mess, although their names are somewhat bastardised in this version. They all play very well indeed, and each feel and play differently, just like the original. A lot of the spirit of the original has been captured here. There are even dinosaurs, although I'm yet to encounter any Cadillacs. Of course, a lot of content has been cut out to allow for it to run on a Mega Drive, or perhaps some aspects are just not yet implemented. For example, in the original, the dinosaurs will attack you and enemies without prejudice, whereas in this port they don't seem to attack at all. Also, you can't run, which is a gameplay feature I sorely missed playing through this. Otherwise, all the moves and attacks are there. You have a button for attack, jump and special attack, and you can press jump and attack for a flying kick. Although enemies do carry knives and guns, you can't pick up and use any yourself. A shame, as again this was a standout feature of the arcade game. My main criticism is that the hit detection could use some work, to be honest. It's almost impossible to successfully grapple enemies, although it did occasionally happen by accident. I did find this quite hard, so I'm not sure how far this demo goes, as I did get stuck on one bit, but continues seem to be infinite, so I'll definitely be having a few more goes. Still, whatever way you look at it, this is brilliant. The graphics have been translated well to the Mega Drive style while maintaining the look of the original, and the sound is excellent, with good music and sound effects complete with speech. And it's great fun. Get it downloaded. Windjammers was developed by Data East for the Neo Geo MVS, released in 1994. This game has had quite the resurgence in recent years, first coming to Wii in 2010, followed by PS4 and Vita, and then the Switch. Now it's getting a Mega Drive port, being developed by Brazilian duo Format C and Gabriel Pyron. This footage is of the ROM running on my Mega Drive, but this one isn't publicly available, I'm afraid. If you want to follow them, YouTube and Twitter links can be found below. This is a seriously good looking and impressive demo. There are no options or menu, it just throws you into a game. The sound and graphics are awesome, complete with speech, and the frame rate and speed are excellent. The gameplay is hard but very fun indeed. It will be superb in 2-player mode. Despite the difficulty, it's just very satisfying when you do score or get a good rally going, and definitely has that one more go factor. Not sure what the plans are for release with this one, but let's hope. A Mega Drive port of the Simpsons Arcade game is being developed by Castello, linked to his Twitter below. Konami's 1991 arcade beat-em-up is well loved and didn't receive a faithful port until its 2012 release on Xbox Live Arcade and PSN. This Mega Drive version is very early on and there's no demo, I'm afraid. In fact, there's not much at all. There's a very brief bit of footage of it running, and the developer sent me a few stills, but that's all we have to go on. Early days, but worth keeping an eye on. Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, aka Fatal Fury Bout, is a port of SNK's Versus Fighter being developed by Brazilian RheoGamer. Links to his YouTube and Twitter down below, as well as the download link for the demo ROM. This is the ROM running on my Mega Drive, and I must say I'm hugely impressed at how well this plays. There are 5 fighters in the demo: Terry Bogard, Blue Mary, Mai Shiranui, Joe Higashi and Krauser. The latter can only be fought against, but the other 4 are playable characters. In the demo you can select either arcade or versus mode. In versus you can play a 2-player match. In arcade mode you fight through 5 best of 3 matches, fighting each character once. You can also select from 7 available stages. The characters have a decent range of moves, as well as a meter to fill to perform special moves. It supports 6 buttons, allowing for a variety of punches and kicks. This really has everything: great music, weighty sound effects and speech, and absolutely stunning graphics. This demo itself is worth downloading as it's very fun indeed, and I can only hope that a full version is eventually released. Absolutely brilliant. Sunset Riders Mega Drive Arcade Edition is a port of Konami's Western run-and-gun arcade game, being developed by Brazilians TiagoSC and Gabriel Pyron, the latter I mentioned earlier with Windjammers. Unfortunately, I can't find a ROM of this one, so this is footage from the developer's YouTube channel, linked below. Yes, the Mega Drive already got a port of Sunset Riders, but it was vastly inferior to the arcade original and famously poorer than the Super Nintendo port. The Mega Drive version even suffered from cut content, with playable characters and bosses being removed to fit the game on a cart. This new arcade edition endeavours to right that wrong by giving the Mega Drive the version it deserves. It's a brand new port of the arcade game with an entirely new engine. If you're unfamiliar, here's the new arcade edition next to the official Mega Drive port. And here's the new version against the arcade original. So you can see that this one is a huge improvement. Absolutely gorgeous graphics, superb sound, and it seems to be a very faithful conversion. Very impressive indeed. So that was 10 arcade ports being developed for the Mega Drive. Let me know which of these you like the look of, and do head to the links to download the available ROMs and follow the developers. Thanks to all the developers who helped me out with information, footage and ROMs, and thank you for watching.